I am so sorry, y'all. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry. I owe y'all $1,000,000. So I had to teach a painting class tonight, and we started at 6:30, and it was supposed to be welcome to my stream. I know. Hey, Cool Gamer. Hey, Sarah. Kate, get back here. I was like, I didn't know I'd already scheduled it. I forgot I had scheduled it, and I was just gonna come live when I got home, and everyone was taking their time painting. And in fairness, though, today I did have a funeral and then painting and then this. But anyways, I'm here. I'm sorry. Thank you guys for hanging out and talking. Thanks for Amber when she's like, texting. She's like, yo, we're all waiting in your live for you. And I was like, my live? And I was like, oh my God, I forgot I scheduled it. So anyways, it's good to see y'all. So we're going to just catch up. This is what we're going to do. We're going to catch up. Anybody that wants to come up I want to talk about different cases that I've seen bits and pieces about this week. Anybody that wants to come up, Kate's gaming, I know that, but you guys are going to kind of have to help me catch up as well. So let's talk this through. So, come on, Cat. Oh my God. It was so funny. It was so funny. Oh my gosh. Yes, I'll trickle back in. I know. At least they went through with it, right? So first I want to talk. So I saw that the FedEx driver, if I'm correct, let's talk about Athena for a second. If I'm correct, the FedEx driver, there was video of him putting her Athena in. Hey, Paul, thanks for coming back. I'm so sorry. Putting her in his FedEx truck. Now I got to ask you guys a question. So allegedly, according to what I read, Shay Barker planned into action. Oh my gosh. I was painting a Christmas tree truck, and people, like, their trees weren't going right, and I had to help them, and it was just this huge thing. And I was cleaning up, and then this one girl wouldn't stop talking, and that I was just like, let's go. And then Amber's like, we're waiting in your live. And I was like, oh my God, I forgot I already scheduled it. I will, Paul, I will. So I can't stop laughing about Cat. It's a good thing I had my phone on me. Okay. You guys got me all distracted now because I'm laughing too hard. You thought the FBI, I know you had bail money ready, punk. You know, there are some days lately that I feel like I'm going to need it because I went to my great aunt's funeral today, and that was sad, but I think that, so let's talk about that really quick. Not that, I mean, you guys, like, just funerals in general. I'm not 80, so, okay, I'm 40, but, I don't know. It's weird. Like, it's got to be weird. So my grandma is 80, and my great aunt that just died was 90. And there's a purpose for this, I'll tell you. But I felt like it was really, so she did, it was her only sister, but she did really well the whole time of the funeral until, like, right at the end when they were taking the casket back and down the aisle and stuff. And we all went out because the family goes out behind it. And my grandma then just broke down and reached for the casket and put her hand on the casket. And I just was like, then I lost it, of course. And she couldn't, I was helping her out, and she said, can you please go to the gravesite because I can't go. It's just too hard for me. And so I went for it. But I thought it must be such a weird feeling to get that stage in your life. Not to be too philosophical, but to get to that stage of your life where all of your siblings are passing away. And I don't know, like, it just, that the end of your life probably isn't super, super far away. I just think it's just a wild, it's just gotta be Thanks, Sarah. It's okay. Yeah, well, I'm super close to my grandma, so when she started that, like, I will be like, I want her to live forever. I tell her all the time. Um, but yeah, I just think it's got to be such a weird feeling to get to that point in your life, and yeah, to see her grab the kid, like, it was awful. And I'm not trying to be gross, y'all, but when we had the calling hours Thursday night, and I have never ever been, and this sounds horrible, but I'm telling you, because I tell you guys a lot. When I walked in, it took my breath away to see my great aunt. She looked, and this, I'm honest truth, like it was out of a horror film. They had an open casket, and the reason, it was like nothing I've ever seen. It was awful. It was because she had dementia so bad that, like, okay, Kate, she had dementia so bad that when she reached the end stages, she wouldn't let anybody touch her hair. So she was always like pristine with her appearance and always wanted to, she would have been mortified. It was awful because, so her hair was long and it's never been long. And, she didn't have a lot left because it had fallen out. And like, she had basically, she wasn't eating because she had reached the stage of her dementia where she didn't remember how. It's just, oh, it's just awful. Punkette, I had to last night, like my mom and I were talking, my mom's like, I cannot stop thinking, like we had to start looking up pictures of her because, oh my gosh, dementia is, I hadn't had a real experience with it until this year. My one grandma that passed from it, and then now my great aunt. And I tell you, it is just horrific. But yeah, I wish I never. And at first I was like, well, and that was really hard for my grandma too, because she was just like, she just looks like, it was extremely hard on her. And at first she was a little bit upset because she thought like the funeral home did it and I was like, I call her mama. I just always have. I said that there's nothing they could have done. Like, that's just so yeah, there's just a lot of emotional. You're right, Paul. It's just it's a human stage. And it is definitely a difficult, and then, you go to the cemetery and there's the giant hole and stuff. And, I went for my grandma, and I'm so glad she didn't go. She said she's not ever been to one. She just couldn't see her go in the ground. And I just was like, I text my husband. I was like, yeah, it's just a weird thing. Yeah, Emily, this is my first. Thanks, Pamela. This past year has been my first experience with dementia. And I'm telling you, it is an awful disease. I hope there's a cure for it one day. Alzheimer's and dementia. Where's Beatlemaniac? Not because she has dementia. I remembered she told me about it. Yeah. But yeah, so anyways, that was kind of the whirlwind of the day. But if you think about it, like what I just had with my great aunt, then I think about people that, like, these families that just buried these 4 kids. I mean, it's hard enough doing it for somebody like that's 90 that you have these memories with that are passing away, but to do it with somebody like that in such a tragic way. Did you, Pamela? Good. It's just wild. It's just, I can't imagine. I don't blame you, Punkette. Some people it's very healing for. Me, I don't want to ever, yeah. I text my husband, I was like, I'm not having an open casket. He's like, okay, thanks for telling me. But, or picture Athena Strand. I want to say right now that I want to publicly apologize, and I was going to write this. So here's the deal. I do want to talk about Athena for a second. I don't know the whole story. I don't, do I agree with the fact that it looks like it was confirmed that her and her sister were in like a makeshift bedroom or something, which was like that separate place. Do I agree with that? I don't know. Probably not. Would I do it? No, not necessarily. Are there days I want to put my kids out? Just absolutely. But I want to apologize to Athena's stepmom. That being my first thought was she did something. Did she, Emily? That's awesome. And it's sad because we were just coming off Leilani. We were just coming off Quentin's case. And to be quite honest, that was my first thought, was that she did something to her. And I wish it wasn't my first thought. But then when you ended up finding out that the actual, it's so terrible. So what Athena, the evil, idiot, horrible person, devil that killed her, was bringing, the package he dropped off was a present for her. My mind is like, how is that? How is the world that messed up? And that allegedly, oh my gosh. Hey, Connor. I thought I read that. Yeah. So he claims, so this evil, sick monster claims that he hit her, but she was still, if I remember correctly, that he hit her, but she was still aware enough to talk, and that he thought, me too, Amber, and that he thought that she was going to tell her dad. Why would he care? I knew it was on video. I didn't know there's video of her screaming and stuff. I knew that he claimed that he hit her, but she was still cognitive enough to, and was alive, and she said she was going to tell her dad. So he took her and tried to break her neck, which I can't even imagine what he did to try to break her neck. Then when that didn't work, he strangled her. I call BS. I call BS on his story. No, I didn't, Pamela. I'm going to have to look at that. Me neither, Sarah. No way. You backed into her, but she's still alive, and you're so worried that she's going to tell her dad? Why? If she was behind him and he backed up and hit her, but she was okay. Okay. It's awful, but it would have been an accident. Nah. Yeah. And then put her body. No way. I will, Pamela. There's no way. And yeah, no, I call BS. I think that he was, because there was also a different friend that said he did it because he wanted to know what it felt like. So I call a complete, utter bull on his story, and it's all on video. And he tried to make he's just, what I did wonder what was happening is if he did try to hit her and didn't kill her. No, that's not somebody that panics. That is no way. I don't. Yeah, exactly. And he was exactly Punkette. Yeah, Sarah, exactly. He didn't. Yeah, he risked getting caught with murder so that he could accidentally backing your child. No way. Because he was so worried she was going to tell her dad. No, he got busted because it was all on video. Paul, I know. So that's right. Yeah, because there is stuff that is under seal right now. And that is what really scares me. And what's he going to do when that comes out? Because there's something that's bad enough that it would have to be. What is mind-blowing to me is, what could he have possibly done to try to break her neck? Like, that is, oh my gosh. I don't know, Emily. I don't think so. We know for sure that he was accused in 2016, I believe it was, of assaulting that girl. And if you read her Facebook page, it's actually quite heartbreaking because she, like, oh man, there's so many posts like every year when she's like, it's been a year since this monster attacked me and stuff, and people just treated her like she was crazy. Exactly, Sarah. We all know what he took. I mean, yeah, Amber, your daughter's 7. I know. I just, you know, and then the more I thought about the stepmom, like, how many of us have cooked dinner or been doing dishes or something, and like, I mean, I got to be honest, half the time I wouldn't know if my kids are upstairs or somewhere else in the house, and you know, they just happen to go out, and you know, she really probably had no idea that she was outside. It's not entirely impossible. No, I'm going to go look it up though, because for sure, Paul, for sure, Paul. You know, I don't know the situation of the living. I don't know the bedroom. Again, I don't necessarily agree with it, but again, I just don't, you know, and it sucks that my first response was that. It really, hold on one second, y'all. Do I have any clothes? Check in my room in the basket. If not, in the dryer. If not, I'll find you something after. My oldest needs clothes. I think we see, oh, I was looking up her casket. We saw, I don't even know what to say. We see it so much. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm going to show it in case anybody, oh my goodness. Yeah. He's always, do you have clothes? Do you have socks? I'm like, go check the basket. Go check the basket. Like, I've been gone all week, bud. This is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. I wonder if, so the person that made this, is this the same person that made the caskets for Uvalde? Yep, it is. Wow. This is the same owner and same company that made them for the Robb Elementary kids. Oh my gosh. He donated the casket to the family at no charge. Wow. Oh my gosh. Wow. This guy, y'all, like, is it, Paul? I'm telling you. Oh my gosh, Emily, I didn't even think about that. Like, this guy has such a heart. I mean, out of Texas. Okay. This guy hasn't had it easy. I remember when he did Robb Elementary, he said it was like, you know, like, it's one thing to make caskets for adults, but to make caskets for children, especially in these types of situation, I mean, it can't be easy because, like, I remember him saying about Robb Elementary, it was like, to, you know, to make a casket for, you just don't ever picture yourself making ones that little, but I mean, he does. His company, holy cow. He does, Paul. I thought so. He did Vanessa. Wow. And he gives so many away, and these things are not cheap. That's amazing. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, how do you have people like, oh my gosh, look at that. It was, So it was a custom pink casket with her favorite, so her favorite color. And so let's just read what he says. Okay. On Friday, a private funeral service was held for Athena Strand in Bridgeport, Texas. Family and friends gathered to say their final goodbyes. Who police the, so we know. First grade, Madeline Gandy shared publicly the little girl was cremated after the service. Okay. She also shared that Soulshine Industries and Edna donated a customized casket to be used during the service. Wow. And that was the same. Ganem, which is him, donated the casket to the family at no charge. It will remain with Gandy, the mom, and serve as a memory box for the family to place Athena's things inside. Oh my gosh. Per Ganem, his company is also working on a custom urn that will hold Athena's ashes. It's not just about painting a casket. It's about representing the loved one's life, Ganem said. This one hit me pretty hard because we think we're safe, especially with someone bringing us packages. I don't know how to comprehend what the family was going through, and it was really emotional for me. Oh my. Hey, Savannah. Hey, Panthera. Sarah, absolutely. Absolutely. You know what I was just thinking about, y'all? I was just thinking about something. So when we see FedEx or UPS, what is like some of the first, we know they're bringing us packages, right? She might have not even gone outside to like play. She might have been running outside to get the package. Because if I think about my kids, like if they see a package coming or something, they're running out to get it. So say stepmom's in the kitchen or something and Athena sees FedEx come, she runs out to get it. He allegedly hits her. Wait, I thought, okay, then that doesn't make sense to me because I thought the story was that he came like a couple hours before that and delivered a package and then came back and took her. So now he's saying that he hit her and took her because of that. Like, how is he that stupid that... Exactly, Savannah, we all do. What, Panthera? Are you... Oh, he's lying. He's lying. Yeah, Panthera, he's lying so bad it's not even funny. People are saying rude comments about the casket. What? How? What? What could they possibly say that is rude? Yeah, we all, heck, as adults, we see Amazon. We know we got an Amazon package coming. UPS is coming with it. We're running to the door to get our Amazon. Yeah, I think so, Amber. I think that's part of it. I mean, if I think of the amount of times that my kids have stormed off or something, and you think, oh, you know, we're just going to give them time. Cool. I mean, it's so easy to just, you think they're in the room playing or something. Like, it's so easy to do. I would like to say that I know where my kids are every second of the day within our house. And I got to be honest, I don't. So do I, Savannah. Parker, did you read what I did on behalf of all of our friends here? Read. I will, Paul, for sure. I will read it and then post it in the community post. She was in her room at 5 foot. Panthera knows a ton about this case. So she was in her room. So Savannah, Panthera, do you know about that? Because so I have read that it's true that they made the outside shed type thing into a makeshift room because their house was being renovated or something. Now, if I don't know if she was staying out there by herself, it was a shed. Oh man. Or I think her sister stayed with her too, but I don't know how old her sister is. I mean, I have to say that's pretty crazy. I've got to say that that's the most brave 7-year-old I know, because my children are, you couldn't get my 12-year-old and 10-year-old to stay outside. I hope so too, Savannah. I hope so too. I don't know what the reasoning why anybody would ever think that's a good idea. But again, I don't know the, I'm sure that I cannot even imagine the comments going around about that. I mean, it is pretty wild, unless they just figured they were far. I just really can't believe she stayed out there. My kids and my Panthera, well, thank you. My kids are, yeah, they wouldn't. For sure, Savannah, for sure. Let's go see what Panthera's. Let's see one of Panthera's videos here. I don't think her stepmom disliked her. I don't know I don't know. It's just, I gotta switch out of my daughter's account real quick. Oh, I didn't know Criminality was live. Okay. Let's see. It's easier to look you up. I'm sub to you, but this is easier. Why can't I find you? Oh man, I've got 600. I'm never gonna find you. All right, I'm gonna have to look later, and then I don't even know half these people. Oh, there you are. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, let's watch this gated one. This is Panthera's. Okay. Oh, wow, Amber. Okay, Panthera. Hey, Mama Bear. I don't know, Savannah. I don't know. Okay, let's watch this. It looks like Panthera has a video up here about Panthera, the one that says, okay, this is a good one. Yeah. I will say one thing that I will say, though, about the dog is, yeah, I mean, who knows? Oh, is this going to do this? Okay, I can't play it because that's right. I'm still, okay, I can't play that, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm still waiting on my headphones to be able to play that with sound. Forgive me. But hold on, I'm going to put this in the chat. This link right here, because y'all need to go watch it. Panthera has done a lot of work with this case, and this will help better answer questions. So please, please, please go watch that. So that'll answer some of our questions. And then my headphones are at my parents' because they came there. I got a question for you. So we have Prime 2-day shipping. My parents have Prime 2-day shipping. There may be a quarter mile down the road from us. I'm right here, Sandy. Hi. No, Sandy, it was me that was late to my own live. So, okay. So Amazon, I never get 2 days. I always will order it, but my parents can get it in 2 days. And then but mine is always like delayed a day. It's so weird. Like, what is up with that? Why am I paying for Prime then? But no, you should definitely watch Panthera's video. And then tomorrow I can play some of their stuff too. My crazy week is over. I'm so thankful. So thankful so I can get back to more lives. Lately, yeah, it's been really bad lately. Really bad. But okay. So yes, please go watch that, and we'll talk again about Athena tomorrow. I want to catch up on, oh wow, Amber, I want to catch up on Panthera's videos because I think that's going to clear up a lot of questions for myself. I know, Savannah, it did, and I, felt bad afterwards with a stepmom. I can't imagine what she's going through. I just don't know how he, like, how did he not think that the dash cam was going to catch all of that? Like, do you think because he was a contract employee, he didn't realize that there was video? Savannah, me too. Well, that's why I want to watch so I want to do it justice, and I want to watch Panthera's videos and get a better understanding, because I know that they've poured into this case, and then, read the affidavit a little bit clearer and just get a better feel of what happened. I think he's lying like crazy. I think he's like lying through his teeth, but I just want to see, yeah, I don't necessarily think that this was his first time. I don't, my neighbor got my Amazon order last night. I recognized that photo the driver took was their porch. Oh my gosh, Amber. Telematics and autopsy will F him up. He's just so, and why, why he was so concerned that he was gonna, yeah, he's lying. He's lying. But I have to ask you guys some Idaho questions here, because my week's been so busy. You all are catching me up tonight. I have to know some of this stuff. Okay, I've got a couple questions that I want to clarify. Hold on. Oh, wow. Okay. So, I am just seeing this, and this is pretty alarming. This is pretty alarming. I'm not gonna. Yeah, Amber, did your neighbor give it back? So I am reading now, and I believe it just came out today, if I'm correct, that the coroner is also the defense attorney for a killer that was just arrested. Excuse me 1 second. Sorry about that, y'all. We played dumb. Good. Keep doing it, Panthera. Okay. Did you guys see this? My mind is blown right now. I'm shocked. So it apparently is true. So first of all, this is pretty crazy. If you guys haven't seen today's press release, which I'm sure you have. So investigators, it says, is monitoring the activity online, which like when I say online, I'm talking about YouTube too. And it said that there's a large amount of rumors and misinformation being shared, as well as harassment, threatening behavior toward potentially involved parties. So who I'm thinking they're referring to would probably be both the roommates and Jack S. What's interesting, though, is they say threatening behavior toward potentially involved parties. But then they go on to say, anyone engaging in threats or harassment, whether in person, online, or otherwise, need to understand they are subjecting themselves to criminal charges. Now, that's pretty huge. That's crazy. So then I had to do a double take when I just saw this information. Where did it go? Right here. My mind is blown. I do think for sure, Savannah, that they are trying to protect the university. This is wild. I remember seeing this guy's picture floating around here last week and everyone was like, you know, could he potentially be a killer or whatever? I don't necessarily know if he is, but who knows? So the coroner is a defense attorney for him, arrested a mile away from the murders for stalking his wife around the house with a knife. For sure, Paul. So, okay, so somebody help me out. Is it normal for a coroner to be a defense attorney or to be an attorney and vice versa? Or is this just how they operate in small towns? Like, they just are like multiple hats? Because if that's the case, then yes, I mean, this has the Truckee feel to it. And why? So the FBI has taken over completely. Why? That's what I say, Panther. I've never heard of something like this. Like, hey, when I'm not a defense attorney, I'm also a coroner. That is mind-blowing to me. That's too many hands in the... And then why, when this type of a case is going on, would you then represent yourself? And why would you be a defense attorney then for a killer that was found a mile away from the home where 4 kids were killed that you did the autopsy on? Okay, Kate shared it too. So Kate's exactly right. There you go. No way this isn't a conflict of interest. No way it is not a conflict of interest, because they haven't ruled this guy out. I don't even know that they've officially fully looked into him yet. So now the coroner, I mean, it must be, Sandy, must be. And I gotta say, with as much as she shared too, that she shouldn't have, like, that they were all in their beds or whatever, that, you know, law enforcement didn't really want. So had she not said that about the beds, like, people wouldn't even, it's just, oh. The FBI must be absolutely going insane right now. I know. What's next? She sells insurance, homecoming moms. I know. Me too, Savannah. So then somebody said there was perhaps like a suspicious SUV near the case. I haven't heard that. What I did hear was about the Hyundai Elantra or something that they were looking for. But this is just this is mind-blowing to me. I can't figure this out. And I gotta be honest with you. Yeah, like Grizzly True Crime says, who wants to be his attorney? I know, assign the coroner. And let's also release a totally tone-deaf promo video for the university. Oh my gosh. So the university releases she's an aspiring artist, releases a promo right now. I mean, you know what? I wanted to think better that they weren't trying to protect the university, but I would say they probably are. That's entirely possible, Savannah. That's entirely possible. So what do we know about Jack S? We know that, like, is there still suspicion of him, or have they said he's completely clear, or the reports of a scream, but I think it wasn't true. So there's been a lot of people too talking about the dog, like, well, the dog didn't say anything, or the, oh my God, or dog didn't bark, all that kind of stuff. I don't necessarily think that's true, because the neighbors have said that, there's been some reports that the neighbors have said that, the dog barked. The dog being in the room, so I wondered if the killer put the dog in the room because the dog wouldn't shut up, or if that was kind of like a stick it to you type, screw you, the dog, I'm gonna let the dog live, but get all of you. Now, I will say that I did see, and I've kind of thought this all along, is that they are looking in more closely. Obviously, they seem to be narrowing in on the frat party or whatever. Sandy, I know, Panthera. I do think so. I don't at all. I'm going to tell you, I don't at all. And you know what? I've been wrong before. I was wrong about Athena's stepmom, but I don't believe in my heart that Kaylee's ex-boyfriend had anything to do with it. I really don't. I really don't. Jack S, I think he's got questions to answer. I think you thought it was the ex. You do think, Savannah, it was the ex, Jack? Oh goodness, what am I doing? I just really thought Jack S might have some, like he was a little bit weird. They've said like Joe Africa Jack, yeah, Africa Jack. Isn't he the one that was a little like, he's the one that was the big hunter and all this stuff. Exactly, Sandy. I mean, I've said from the get-go, or not the get-go, but when we found out there was that long span, it's possible, Savannah, there was that long span where Ethan and Xana weren't accounted for. I don't know. It just seemed weird. And so it's entirely possible. Well, that's the thing, though. It's entirely possible that Xana and Ethan were the target. But then the problem with that is that they went upstairs, and that doesn't make sense either. So that would tell me that the girls were. But I truly believe that Maddie and Xana might have been the target, and that the only reason Kaylee, Jake for sure, the only reason that Kaylee had it happen was because she was in the room with, I know, Panther. And if I remember correctly, I know, like, how many Jacks can there possibly be in one case? So now they'll use genealogy and stuff, right, for DNA. I still have doubts on, I still think the whole roommate situation is weird. Like, I still, it's just so much to happen for them to not bat an eye at all. I mean, I'm not saying that they, that it's not impossible that they heard anything. I don't think they had any involvement, but it is still pretty mind-blowing that, they didn't hear anything. However, there wasn't a scuffle or anything if they were in bed. So I guess it, GED match, Parker. Thank you, Paul. Well, Savannah, I think that's what's taken so long. And what they were saying is there's so much DNA that it's just taking forever to go through it all. But I read yesterday that they do have a lot of info, and they really are making progress. So I do believe they're making progress. I just think that it's just so much. I don't necessarily think that the actual fraternity itself had something to do with it. I think that it is possible that whoever did it was at the fraternity party that night. But I also tend to, as I, talk through Kate, it's hard because it could entirely be somebody that was stalking Maddie and Xana at work, you know? Um, I'm not sold on the roommates. I don't think they had something to do with it. I just can't put my finger on what it is that is just rubbing me the wrong way. And maybe that's because we haven't heard about the 911 call. We haven't heard the 911 call. I just think something happened at that frat party. And she might have been, Savannah. She might have been. They did say that she had an issue with two guys, but they checked out or something. So it's really hard in this case because they've said so many people checked out, but then they could tell us that so many people checked out and really they're not, it doesn't mean that they're actually cleared. I have not heard the actual words, they are cleared. Like, I have not heard that at all. And Panthera, so Panthera, if it was, I'm starting to go back to that, not go back to it, but I am more willing to entertain that is potentially two killers. Now, my question though is, do they know for certain that only the one knife was used? Or could there have potentially been two knives of the same kind? Like, I'm assuming there's really no way to tell that. And then we still have the question, why? Okay, so for all we know, for what we have to know, that just say people are clear. Right, exactly, Savannah. We know then that the killer had to have taken shoes off or had a different pair of shoes or changed clothes or something, because there's zero way that he could have had, or he or she, whatever, I still think it was a he, could have had shoes on, walked through that house. I don't care. Walked to that house without any there, without any blood getting on shoes and without any tracks going outside on that concrete. Yeah, we need to ask the coroner, attorney, chef, crafter. I mean, is this what, have you guys ever seen anything like this where the coroner is a defense attorney for a killer down the street? Savannah, oh my gosh, that's entirely possible. I still don't think that whoever did it, exactly, Sandy, I don't think that whoever did it didn't know that there was roommates downstairs. I still don't understand that. And I think the dog did bark. I think that's why the killer put her. I don't know why the killer put her, but I don't think that anybody left the dog. Like, I don't think the dog slept in that room, the empty room. I think there was a reason that somebody put that dog in there. And I just don't know if it was a screw you or a, I got to shut the dog up. Still don't understand why they called friends first. Well, that's the thing, Paul G. That really still, that is, I know people do things in shock, but I got to be honest, if I did something in shock, I'd be running downstairs, flipping out, calling 911. He probably put the bloody clothes in a dumpster. I know. And that's the other, right, Panthera? That's the other really wild thing, is that there's just no evidence of the clothes, of the knife, nothing. Yeah, shock for me wouldn't be, they put the dog in the crate to sleep every night? Right, Murphy had no blood on him. That's crazy, Savannah. I didn't know that. I figured the way that like Kaylee, like it was Murphy was up with Kaylee on the bed. I thought for sure he slept in there. I mean, that would make sense then. I do think, yeah, for sure, that Amber he might have been familiar with. So I'm curious your opinions on the roommates as far as, do you think that the roommates were just, that the killer or killers didn't, yeah, they do, Savannah, that the killer or killers just didn't know the roommates were down there? Or do you think it was just, so the other thing I thought of is maybe the door was locked downstairs. Maybe the killer did try to get downstairs. I also think there was evidence of blood or something on that window outside where would have been one of the roommates. Paul, I really do think that might be the case. And he waited for them to go to their bedrooms. I think potentially he might have tried to get, I don't know. Or do you think that the killer just thought he was running out of time and he had to get out of there? I mean, I would think if he tried to get downstairs, they would have heard it. It's just wild to me. It's just, what has made them so certain of the potential, like, timeline of between 3 and 4? I think the roommates just got lucky and they didn't wake up and go see what's up. Yep, you're probably right, Savannah. You don't think he knew they were home? You know, that's entirely, you know, Sandy, that's not a bad thought, because it doesn't mean that he didn't know they were living. He didn't know that they, like, lived there. Maybe he didn't know they were home. Maybe the decount. That's true, Panthera, too. And, you know, we've talked about the amount of energy it would take and the rage for not to just kill one, but to kill 4. And police haven't released who was killed first, right? Like, I mean, I have assumed it was Ethan and Xana, but so Savannah, the only thing I thought, I do agree that is pretty suspicious. The only reason I thought was that they heard something and freaked out and called Jack to come over, and he wouldn't answer Kaylee. And then Kaylee told Maddie to try, and that's actually why they ended up in bed together, was because they heard something. I gotta tell you, though, when I wake up, you know, or something, sometimes I think about that. Like lately, after this, I'm just thinking, I don't think he did, Sandy. But, like, I just sometimes think, like, why? Like, I can't imagine the fear. If it was dark, I just can't imagine the fear they felt waking up to that. That is horrifying to me to think of, is what the amount of fear. I do think the guy wore a mask. I really do. I don't know. That could have been a rumor too. I think I might have just gotten that in my head because people were saying that that a guy with a ski mask was caught. You know, do they even make ski masks anymore? But and that is true. Did Jack ever call back? And that's possible too, Savannah. Have they verified Jack Showalter story? Like Africa and all that stuff? True, Sandy. So, hold on one second. And I gotta tell you, I'm kind of suspect of this dude that's got the wounds from his wife. Look at this moron. So allegedly these scratches are from his wife. Africa Jack, yeah, Panthera. So allegedly so he's got scratches right there on his arm. That's apparently from his wife that he stalked. And the coroner's representing him. And he lives a mile down the street. Like, you can't freaking make this stuff up. Wait, so what's this? Wait, somebody fill me in. Is that investigators? And what are they doing? How have I not seen this? True, Savannah. What are they doing? And are those apples in November? All right, somebody's going to have to help me out with that video because I don't know what they're doing. What's this? It's tragic that their parents raised them to be a group of mean girls well into their adulthood. See what happens when you tease the wrong person? From the area originally, we all know why it happened. Whoa. And then this girl says she deserved it. Each and every one of them deserved what they got. Karma finally caught up to the horror all of her gang did to that little girl back then. What? You deserved everything that happened to you, especially after what you did to that poor girl. What? Somebody make this make sense. PTA president. Have you guys seen this? After what you did to that poor girl, you elitists are all the same. I'll be reserving my spit once they properly bury you. Yeah, Panther, that's what my mouth is doing right now. Now, we know from Kaylee's sister that she was a mean girl. Well, you know, they were in sorority. It's tragic that their parents raised them. Okay, so little girl back then. Holy cow. That's wild. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, yeah, I mean, I gotta be honest, seeing some of this stuff, it does make you go, holy cow, somebody was out for revenge. Somebody, and now that's like the fourth person that we've heard because it was, you know, I thought the roommate too, maybe it was said something about them being kind of mean girls, but I mean, her sister said she was a mean girl. Gosh, that's terrible. Yeah, Sandy, for sure. Well, and that's the thing, Savannah. If she really had a lot, you know, that's entirely possible. It could have been a girl and a guy. If they were that hated and somebody knew Kaylee was just, you know, going to be in town that night, like, you got to be careful. You can't, I mean, first of all, you shouldn't be a mean girl anyways, but We don't know. For me, what that sounds like, if that were to be true, it from that, when they say what you did to that little girl back then, what I gather from that is some sort of like hazing from, a sorority, embarrassing. That is nuts. Let's see what people responded to that. Oh, so a neighbor is claiming that they heard a scream at 4 a.m. Wow. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. My mind is just. Five plainclothes men left the murder scene Thursday evening after being. Well, they might have been there cleaning. Who knows? I mean, the thing is, they weren't exactly. I mean, even. That's what I was telling you before, Parker. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, gosh. Okay, so hold on. I have an enhanced version where you can see even closer to the murder house. See the headlights turn off as the police approaches. Okay. Okay, so this is apparently that time, right? Whoa. Oh my gosh. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm so far behind. Okay, so there was a 3 a.m. call to the Sigma frat house. Savannah, nothing could be that bad to ever. I mean, they obviously don't deserve what happened to them. But that, I mean, that is interesting. So there was a 3 a.m. call that at the Sigma frat house, and then they're allegedly murdered within that span. Yeah, I was convinced it was one person. I gotta be honest, I was convinced it was one person, but I'm not so sure now. And now I'm honestly starting to wonder if they were just really, if somebody was out for blood. Like, as bad as that sounds, if somebody was just that angry. Okay, so they're saying Kaylee nods. She does. Oh, she does. Wow. Oh, this is what I was looking for. I wanted to see what people said. How do I see what people say? No, I don't want to tweet to Lily London. I just want to see what. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, y'all. So this is apparently the girl. Somebody's got to look into this girl. Hey, Ava. I'll look at it. Oh, Ava, don't worry about it. I was late to my own party, like an hour late. A party I forgot I booked. Who is this girl? Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is apparently Hannah Clear or something. Was born on November 15th, 2000, and passed away on February 24th, 2022, at the age of 21. Who was Hannah Clear? Oh my gosh, we have got to read this. Did you guys hear this? So wait, Ava, the father of Hannah asked to let it be? Let me read this. I'm catching up, Hannah. Oh my gosh. I'm catching up, Ava. So let me just read this because this is the first time seeing this. Who was Hannah Clear? Madison Mogen's rumored ex-roommate killed herself after what? The deaths of 4 University of Idaho students have rocked this small and usually peaceful college town. All 4, blah, blah, blah. They were all 20, 21 years old. Police have not yet identified the suspect. Online sleuths have independently investigated the Idaho murder case and have devised several theories. I just want to. So the Twitter user claimed the quadruple homicide is connected to Hannah Clear, who was supposedly an ex-roommate and shared her dorm room with one of the Idaho victims. As per the claims made in the tweet, they bullied and harassed Clear, who eventually took her own life on February 24th, 2022. The user wrote, Hannah Clear took her life in February. She shared a dorm with one of the victims and got bullied. Whoa. Well, I mean, just because she bullied someone doesn't mean somebody. Wow. Oh, okay. So yeah, you're right. So sorry. I was just sorry, y'all. I was just trying to catch up on that. Okay, so her dad is saying that it had nothing to do. Gotcha. Yeah, Ava. Yeah, Savannah. So I was thinking, so yeah. So Hannah's dad asked to let it be. I mean, yeah, we don't really know, but it's really hard because so maybe they don't have anything. Right. So, no one forced obviously Hannah to do what she did, but what's interesting though, if it's alleged that, Madison was like that to this Hannah girl, and we've heard Kaylee's sister say that she was a mean girl. I mean, that's a lot for your sister to say that. She passed February 24th, 2022. I'm just like, they could have some real enemies. They could really be hated. Ethan and Xana, I don't know. We really don't know. Sandy, I don't know. We really don't know much about Xana and Ethan, do we? Like, I haven't heard their personalities, like what they're like. But I was just gonna say, as it looks like people blamed Maddie and Kaylee, but it looks like those are the two girls that we've heard of the most that have almost kind of like a little clique that are just not nice in some ways. But again, I don't know about Ethan and Xana, because I too was focused mostly on the frat house. It's so weird. It's just, I don't know what to think about it. Yeah, Ava, totally possible. So was it just Kaylee that was moving out, right? Like, she was the only one that was done. My boot just showing to the entire Twitter or YouTube, and it's still showing. My goodness. There you go. Put the girls away. Was the dad the former Cody Tony Panthera? I'm too tired. You're making me laugh. I don't know. That's wild. It's really hard, because the hard part is, like, there could be so many. I don't know. I will never. Yeah, for sure. For sure, Savannah. But there's some psycho people. I have never thought that this was random, though. Yeah, Ava, I think they've lived there for a while. I think Kaylee was the only one that was moving out and moving on right now, because she was graduating December. I mean, we haven't heard from Ethan's family since that one time his mom did an interview, and or his parents did an interview, and obviously Xana's family. So the last I knew, according to Kaylee's dad, they obviously are very close to Maddie's parents, but they hadn't spoke to Ethan's parents at all. So I am curious to know what Ethan's parents think of all this. Like, do they want, like, I don't know. But it is I think one of the most concerning thing. Hey, you should have just gone to the game, Chris. I love your name. It makes me laugh every time. The one thing that I think is, it is still very alarming to me that this corner is just that. I don't know. I don't know. For sure, Ava. Like, for sure, Savannah. I guess I'm just very perplexed at why the corner ever thought she should be a defense attorney then for a man that murdered. Like, Sandy, I do. The more I think about it, and I mean, so we do know, based on friends of Ethan's, and that, I mean, Ethan was, like, he did a lot of volunteer stuff. And so I am wondering now too, if Ethan and Xana were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And now at this point, due to the fact that the coroner's the attorney, the chef, the aspiring art, like, is she even a reliable? Hi, what's up, mister? You have clothes on. You need new underwear? I just need underwear. Okay, I'm almost done, and then I'll come get you underwear. The whole world just heard you needed underwear. So I'm just kidding. No, he's not. Oh my God. I have to do laundry tomorrow. Sorry, y'all. He wants underwear. That's my 14-year-old. Because all of his underwear is gone, and like all the laundry and everything. You know what? The laundry's right downstairs, buddy. Click it on. Yeah, I wondered, Savannah, if like he just got scared they saw, or he or she or both of them just got scared that they saw him, or if there were two, what if like one, if they took care of him just to make sure, if they took care of them just to make, I know, Savannah, right? Just to make sure that they didn't come out or see anything. Exactly, Sandy. Like he's standing there, like he has shorts on. I'm like, you have clothes on. He's like, I know, I need underwear. And I was like, he's like, they're just all gone. Like, what? Keep showing off everything. Like, they're just all gone. I'm like, go do the laundry. Oh my gosh. My 10-year-old knows how to do laundry. My 14-year-old, I just did way too much for him for way too long. But, all right, y'all. Well, I'm going to hop off tonight because I'm super tired. But I'll be back on tomorrow night because I want to do some research and get all caught up in these cases. And I kind of want to, I'm going to really look into this. I really want to look into some of this. I want to know the background of these kids and if some of the things we're hearing is true. And if it is, could it possibly be that it were the girls that were targeted? And I mean, it does sound like these girls had a lot of enemies, which is sad. And that doesn't justify anything that happened to them. But it at least helps us understand who the target might have been. Oh, really, Savannah? Thanks, Sandy. I guess I better go find him underwear. Hey, Lana. All right, y'all. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out, guys, until 10. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.